India hosts 20% of the world's global data, but it only hosts 3% of the global data center capacity. This gap is exactly why big names like Google, Microsoft, Adani, and Reliance are pouring hundreds of billions of dollars into this Indian digital infrastructure. Firstly, let's talk about the scale of exactly what's happening right now. India's installed data center capacity was approximately 1,500 megawatts as of 2025. This is approximated to reach 1.7 gigawatts by the end of 2026. By 2030, analysts are projecting this number to grow 4 to 5 times. Understand that this is not incremental, it is structural. The investment commitments that have been locked just in the last 6 months are staggering. Microsoft, $17.5 billion over a period of 4 years from 2026 to 2029, specifically for India's cloud and AI infrastructure, their largest investment in the continent of Asia. Secondly, Google, $15 billion for an AI data center campus in Visakhapatnam, Google's largest AI hub outside the US. Adani Group, through Adani Connects, $100 billion by 2035 to build AI data centers powered entirely by renewable energy, expecting to catalyze a $250 billion AI infrastructure ecosystem in India. And lastly, Reliance Industries, through a joint venture with Brookfield and Digital Realty, approximately $11 billion, committed to develop a 1 gigawatt AI-ready data center also in Visakhapatnam. And you know what's the cherry on top? The union budget itself has introduced a tax holiday until 2047 for all these foreign companies providing cloud services through Indian data centers. Now, here's what institutional investors know that retail investors miss. You don't need to buy Adani and Reliance directly to get exposure to this theme. You simply can buy the picks and the shovels, meaning the companies that supply all these data centers regardless of who builds it. Understand one of the most basic things. Every data center needs backup power. Humans India dominates the space. The new data center adds gensets. Humans India benefits from this capex without owning the risk of the data center itself. Again, this is not a stock tip, but I'm going to be giving further more examples of certain stock companies for you to understand these dynamics. Secondly, every data center needs precision cooling. This cooling involves around 40 to 50% of the total power consumption of that data center. Great example here would be Voltas India, known for their precision cooling and HVAC systems. Today, let's take an example of E2E Networks, which is listed directly on the NSE. Right? It is an AI-first cloud infrastructure provider, already running the NVIDIA H100 clusters, which is in direct demand to our sovereign AI compute system. Next up, let's understand carrier-neutral data center networks. One of the biggest players in this space right now, Extra Data, actually a subsidiary of Bharti Airtel. So there's also Tata Communications with a very unique advantage of their existing subsea cable and enterprise connectivity infrastructure that sits at the network layer that every data center depends upon. So to wrap it up, data centers are one of the most energy-intensive assets on the entire planet. So understand that the risk is not demand. Demand is certain. The risk lies in execution. Companies that control their own renewable energy supplies, great example being Adani, already have such a huge structural edge. Other companies that are relying on grid power face margin pressure due to rising energy costs. Retail investors typically discover infrastructural themes quite later after institutional players have already positioned themselves. The question isn't whether India becomes a global data center hub. The infrastructure commitments make that almost near certain. The question is which listed companies capture the most margin from this build-up. Tell me if you found this helpful.